this shaping around the rim was done with the end of a paintbrush. So you see this nice curve on the paintbrush? We're going to pinch the edge and roll that there. Move around, pinch and roll, pinch and roll. You do not have to have this frilly edge to your bird bath. You can have any pattern you want, or you can leave it plain if you like. This is just one example of what the possibilities are. Making sure that I'm supporting the bowl, so I'm holding it quite firmly, pinching it between my fingers and rolling that paintbrush over. Okay, so we've got a frilly bird bath now. The next thing that I did on this one was to draw lines down the side. So I'm just going to use a wooden modelling tool, it's a bit busted, see how we go, to draw lines down the side like that. Again with the paintbrush, I love paintbrushes, they've got so many uses in ceramics. So I've dipped that into some water, and you can notice me getting the excess water off onto my wrist. There we go, I'm going to use that to smooth over my scrape lines, just to give it a bit more of a curved, finished feel. Being quite rough with this one, I quite like that rough look on this one. There we go. So now it has fluted decoration around the base. On this one, it's got a whole lot of little balls attached around the side. So all I did was, what we can do is roll a coil. So take this coil that I've already rolled and cut it into however many little balls I want, one for the top of every fluted bit. So they're nice equal sizes, and roll them into balls. Flatten them with my fingers. Okay, so now I've got all these little balls rolled out. I need to slip and score them on. I'm going to slip and score all the way around here, rather than doing it every time I add a little ball. They're flattened balls now. I squashed them between my fingers. And slip and score the back and press that into place on top of the pedestal flute. I also got this pen here, excuse me Mia, and push that into it just to add a little bit more decoration. Again, this is completely your choice. You might have a better idea. Okay, so at the moment what I'm doing is taking a pen, this is actually a usable pen that I was just writing with, and poking a decorative finish into the base. Not necessary, just looks good. Okay, the final thing that we need on this bird bath is of course the bird. Because what's a bird bath without a bird? So what I'm going to do is take a little ball of clay, or a little piece of clay, roll it into a ball. I'm going to pinch a big shape with my fingertips like this, and take another little piece of clay just like that, roll that into a ball, and then roll it a little bit long so I end up with an oval oblong. Squash it flat, that becomes the bird's tail. And again we need to slip and score, so slip and score the back side of the bird and slip and score the bottom of the tail like that. Press the tail onto the bird, give it a smooth over and blend that clay down, and let's attach this before we give the bird wings and eyes. I find that I do things like attaching before final little tiny details, because we might squash the details in pushing it onto the edge. So attach the bird onto the rim. You could do a few birds if you like. You could have birds all the way around. You can have birds bathing in the centre. Your bird bath might have other visitors. Maybe it's got an echidna or a cat watching the birds. Get creative. Okay, may I borrow that pen again, please, Mia? A pen's great, or you could use a skewer or any tools that you've got handy. I'm going to use the pen to poke eyes, and I'm also going to draw some wings. You can add wings if you like. You can have wings sticking out. Just be careful that the wings aren't too thin. If they're too thin, they'll be very, very breakable later. So there you have it. That's our finished bird bath. Very, very simple, and it's going to look really effective once we melt some glass into the middle. Forgot to show you what was happening in the background. Mia's been making a bird. So this is Mia's finished bird. Mia is 8 years old and having a wonderful time with clay. Awesome work, Mia. Well done.